What's going on, guys? It's Jimmy here, and welcome to our daily show where we discuss the fourth stimulus check update, all the additional provisions they want to add in the next stimulus/infrastructure package, as well as what is going on in the world today. We have some major breaking news on an increase to the Social Security programs. I'm going to show you the details literally on the screen here. And then we have other stimulus provisions that we're going to talk about. Let's jump right in because this is very important breaking news. Also, don't forget to hit the like button for us. It really helps out our channel. And if you're new here, make sure to subscribe down below so you don't miss out on new video updates on the upcoming stimulus packages. Okay, finally, we have some movement, major movement actually, on Democrats from the House and the Senate pushing for increases to Social Security. Let me show you right now. As you can see here, breaking news, a coalition of House and Senate Democrats led by Senator Sherrod Brown, Jamal Bowman from New York, Senator Elizabeth Warren, Senator Bernie Sanders, and Senator Ron Wyden have called to team up with POTUS to include long overdue updates to Supplemental Security Income, the SSI program, in the next stimulus package, the American Family Plan, which is the second half of the infrastructure/stimulus package. Here is the actual letter with all the details on this new proposal. It's to President Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris. It says, in recovering from the pandemic, as your administration has made clear, we have an unprecedented opportunity to expand the American social safety net and lay the foundation for just sustainable society. While there is much to applaud in the American Jobs Plan, we especially appreciate your push to invest $400 billion in expanding access to home and community-based services. This represents an important step towards fulfilling your campaign commitments to eliminate waiting lists for these services for people with disabilities and older adults, fix Medicaid's institutional bias, and raise wages for benefits for care workers. We look forward to working with you to prioritize this. Now, as you prepare to build on that vision with the forthcoming American Families Plan, we ask that you devote particular attention to the lowest income, disabled, and older Americans who are too frequently left behind. In that spirit, we wish to highlight desperately needed improvements to the Supplemental Security Income SSI program, many of which were included in the historic commitments you made to the disability and aging communities during your presidential campaign. The list below is not comprehensive, and we would like to offer to work with you on additional improvements, as Congress has a number of pieces of legislation that point the way forward. Specifically, we urge you to indicate your support for the following SSI program reforms in the American Families Plan. Number one is raise benefit levels above the federal poverty line. SSI offers a vital income floor for older adults as well as children and adults with disabilities. Approximately 8 million Americans receive SSI benefits, most of whom are non-elderly people with disabilities who possess no other sources of income. SSI represents a vital lifeline for those Americans, without which they would be unable to meet their fundamental needs. Unfortunately, the federal government has failed to adequately maintain this lifeline. SSI benefits have long been inadequate, with the federal benefit level standing at only $794 a month, far below the federal poverty line. During your campaign, you called for addressing this crisis, rightfully pointing out that people with disabilities and older adults should never have to live in poverty in America. We believe you were correct and ask you to raise the benefit to at least 100% of the federal poverty line. So based on the document, they had a little subtext that linked to this link here, which shows the poverty line for individuals. So for one person, it looks like $12,888 per year, and add an additional $4,500 per additional person. So if we take that $12,880 and we divide it by 12, that looks like they're looking at a proposed raise to go from $794 per month to $1,073 per month, or an increase of $279 per month from this new proposal, which is actually more than the $200 per month increase that we've so long been awaiting. Next up, there's several different things that they want to do here. Secondly, is increase the SSI asset limit and index it to inflation going forward. Over the last several decades, SSI has been permitted to degrade with income and asset restrictions, failing to keep pace with both inflation and our country's evolving approach towards the inclusion of people with disabilities in the workforce. SSI's asset limit, last updated in 1984, restricts recipients to $2,000 in resources, $3,000 for married couples. Because the limit is not indexed to inflation, it grows steadily more draconian each year. Lifting this asset cap is long overdue, and it is also consistent with your campaign commitments. Next up, to update the income exclusions and index them to inflation going forward. SSI recipients are also subject to an aggressive income test, with benefits phasing out at a rate of $1 for every $2 in income. In order to encourage work, in 1962, Congress then established an $85 per month income exclusion in one of the SSI predecessors program, Aid to the Blind, permitting recipients to keep their first $85 a month in earnings without benefits being phased out. Shamefully, the modern day SSI program maintains the same income exclusion a half a century later. Had the original exclusion been indexed to inflation and carried forward into SSI, it would be worth $745 of income exclusion per month today. Next up, they want to eliminate the marriage penalty and in-kind maintenance and support rules that reduce benefits for those who receive shelter, meals, and groceries from family or friends. During the campaign, you called for eliminating SSI's marriage penalty as well. And the in-kind support and maintenance provision, which reduces beneficiaries' benefits by 1/3 if they accept food and shelter from family or friends. Presently, this punitive rule keeps SSI recipients from marrying who they love and require recipients to report borrowing food from a roommate, for example, or a parent treating them to dinner. That's crazy. Let me know your thoughts on that. They're complex to administer and even more complex for beneficiaries to navigate and should be eliminated. These reforms are not only consistent with the imperatives of disability and economic equality, they would also advance racial justice. Nearly 1 in 4 Black and Hispanic Americans receiving SSDI benefits also receives SSI payments due to the low level of their disability insurance awards. By strengthening the SSI program, you will be taking strong and necessary steps to alleviate poverty that disproportionately impacts disabled people of color. People with disabilities and older adults receiving SSI represent some of the most marginalized members of our society. History will not forgive us if we fail to address the needs in this recovery effort. We ask you to prioritize these essential SSI reforms in the American Families Plan. That is the second half of the infrastructure package and is likely where we will see all these different stimulus programs, and stand ready to work with you to make them a reality. Signed, sincerely, all these different senators and House representatives. As you can see here, probably most notably Senator Ron Wyden, Elizabeth Warren, and Bernie Sanders. So finally, some good news, some push for Social Security SSI recipients to increase this. This would actually increase it by 200 and what was it, $279 per month, $279 per month, which is actually more than the $200 per month that we've seen proposed previously. So hopefully we start to see more and more push for this. I advise you to write, email, call your senators, call the people responsible for this, namely Ron Wyden, Senator Elizabeth Warren, and Bernie Sanders. I would also include Chuck Schumer. Tell them we want this increase for Social Security recipients or the $200 per month Social Security increase. Either one would be well welcomed. Let me know your thoughts on this down below. And it's really finally great to see some movement pushing for this to happen in this next infrastructure package. By the way, the Senate Republicans have unveiled their counter proposal for the first part of the infrastructure plan, the physical infrastructure, and it's only $568 billion. Remember, President Biden and the Democrats' proposal is around $2.2 to $2.3 trillion. This makes it about one-fourth of the size of what the Democrats have proposed for just the first part of the infrastructure package. As you can see here, Republicans sent the offer to President Biden shortly before noon today. The proposal seeks to define infrastructure more narrowly compared to Biden's expansive view of the issue, focusing on road and bridges, public transit, rail, wastewater infrastructure, airports, and broadband systems. Senate Republicans are proposing user fees for electric vehicles and repurposing unused federal spending allocated by the $1.9 trillion third stimulus check package in March to cover costs of the plan. The total cost of the plan is on the low end of the $600 to $800 billion reported last week, not even $600 billion. I personally think that with this type of proposal, there's just absolutely no way that, and this is what I've been saying. I remember I have my finger on the pulse of these things, and I tend to be mostly right about this. I don't think there's any way that the Democrats are going to compromise on this. I mean, this is less than 25% of the size. And remember, if we didn't have the Democrats controlling the House and the Senate and the presidency, then we'd be having a different story. We'd be compromising, and maybe they'd come to a compromise somewhere around $1 trillion or maybe a little bit less. But with the Democrats being in control of the House, the Senate, and the presidency, I just don't see any way they're going to compromise. I think they're just going to pass this through the reconciliation process again without Republican support. I mean, that Republican proposal, if you're looking at it from from a realistic point of view, there's just no way that they're going to make a deal. I mean, I'm not saying that it's impossible. It is possible, but man, very, very, very unlikely at this point. I would, if I was a betting man, I'd put a 95% chance that there will not be a compromise between the Republicans and the Democrats on this. And I think that when that comes to pass, and we have the physical infrastructure and what Senator Bernie Sanders calls the human infrastructure. We have the American Jobs Plan, which is the physical infrastructure, and the American Families Plan, which focuses on Americans, families, and the human infrastructure. That is likely where we will see all these stimulus provisions in there, including hopefully a fourth stimulus check for all. I think that they should just combine those two and pass them through the reconciliation process. And this way, they only have to use up one reconciliation process to do that, which means they can do it again later on sometime this year. And remember, support continues to grow every single day for not just a fourth stimulus check in this infrastructure package, but for monthly recurring stimulus checks to be included in that package. We have two different proposals, one from the Senate for $2,000 per month from Senators Ed Markey and Elizabeth Warren. Remember, these names start to get familiar as you start to see them on multiple different bills and proposals, and you start to learn who are the main head figures that pass these bills or get support for these bills, which eventually leads to them passing. And then the bill from the House of Representatives for a one-time $2,000 stimulus check, followed by $1,000 monthly reoccurring payments. So really the hope or the promise for this next infrastructure package has so many different things in there. We have stimulus checks or monthly recurring stimulus checks. We have now possibly SSI and other Social Security raises. We have the possible raise. We think that they're going to increase the child stimulus checks, the child tax credits that are $3,000 to $3,600 per year for basically anybody with a child, and they have a Social Security number and you make below the income requirements, which are the same as the third stimulus check. that you will be receiving $3,000 in the form of these child tax credits in monthly payments starting as early as July. $250 per month for children over the age of 6 through 17, and $300 per month for children under the age of 6. And that they're going to do that for 6 months, the second half of the year, and that'll be $250 to $300 per month. And then the rest of the 6 months, because it's for 1 year, will be paid in your tax return in for this year, but you get that next year, April 15th or March or April of next year. You'll get a one lump sum for the other half of that money, which will be $1,500 to $1,800 per child. Okay, this is already passed from the third stimulus check package, but it's only for 1 year. We're getting a lot of information that the Democrats are going to try to increase this to go to 2025. So basically, for the next 4 years, in addition to this year, that is the largest stimulus item yet to date, $3,000 to $3,600 per child. And that just shows that the growing support is increasing, with the third stimulus check already being the largest yet to date, $1,400 for adults, $1,400 for children, which was more than double than we had seen in the first two stimulus checks, and $1,400 for adult dependents and college students this time around, who didn't even get a stimulus check from the first or second stimulus check. So as you can see, underneath the Democratic control here, things are increasing, not decreasing. The third stimulus check was larger than ever. These child tax credits, or the child stimulus checks that are in addition to the $1,400, are larger than ever and are going to be paid out monthly payments. And you can see the trend for larger benefits and larger stimulus checks for all sorts of different groups of people. We just had in the last day, they announced free community college, and I'll link you to that here in a second. You should watch that video. There's 2 new bills out that I went over in detail in the last video or two. But if you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe down below so you don't miss out on new episodes. New videos come out every day at 10 a.m., 3 p.m., 8 p.m. and 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Don't miss an episode because we talk about different things in different episodes. And you can click this video here on the screen to watch the most recent brand new 2 bills, one of which includes free college for anybody that wants to apply, and another one too. Click on this if you haven't watched it yet. Thanks, guys, and I will see you in the next video.